YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm Courtney Mack, and this is Beltline Photography. Today, I wanted to take a moment to introduce myself, introduce the channel, tell you guys about the equipment I'm using, the types of photography I like to shoot, what you guys can expect from this YouTube channel, and what I want to do moving forward. So with no further ado, let's jump right into it. So like I said before, my name is Courtney Mack. I am a brand new photographer. Well, I've been shooting for about a year and a half, seriously. Now I've had cameras and I've been shooting, but for about a year and a half, I've actually been taking the craft or the art or the skill seriously. The camera body I use is a Sony Alpha 7 Mach 3. The lens I use is a Sigma 24-70, and I recently purchased a Tamron 70-180. Both are 2.8 f-stops. I like to shoot off-camera flash. Also, I like to shoot in natural light. But if I had a preference, I like off-camera flash. So a lot of the content you guys will see on the channel is probably going to be off-camera flash focused. So what inspired me to get into photography? A couple of things. Number one, it was my dad. My dad was known in the family for having his camera. He had a ton of albums. He would have a little Polaroid throwaway camera that he would bring to every event. If he wasn't taking pictures, he was capturing little videos. So he was known for just capturing those moments. And later on in life, after he passed or whatnot, those albums, those pictures really told a story. It really brought family together. So I started to notice the importance of, taking pictures and really capturing those moments. And also, when you're looking on people's Facebooks or Instagram, you look years in their history, you look, far back, they get to tell a story. And I got to reflecting on myself, and I realized, like, hey man, I've had a lot of experiences, but I never once really thought to just take a picture. The idea of taking a moment to take a picture, it just never really crossed my mind, because I'm more of a in the moment. I'm enjoying what's happening presently, and I don't want to be distracted by, posing to take a picture. So that never really came to mind, through the earlier years of my life. I just really took picture taking for granted. But after seeing what happened, after seeing the value it brought to the family, and when people pass and they're able to go back and share moments with people or whatnot, I started to realize the value in taking pictures. So that inspired me to buy my first camera, which was a Canon 80D, which I never really took the time to learn. I was just kind of winging it. I don't know why I spent that much money and didn't take the time to learn how to use my tool. I'm not sure if photography got easier or whatnot, but I felt like the barrier of entry was a lot harder or something like that. Or maybe, people I was reaching out to explain it. I really think people got better at explaining photography. I think at one point it just became so, I don't know, maybe people, I don't know, they were trying to complicate it, when I realized like it's not as complicated as people may make it seem. Or perhaps I just wasn't familiar with the terminology and it was just kind of throwing me off, I mean, who knows? Anyway, so that was my first camera. Now I use a Sony. I'm not sure if I went over the gear or not, but yeah, now I use a Sony A7 III. But going back to what inspired me or influenced me to get into photography, another influence was I have dogs and I like to get involved in like the dog shows, and hiring a professional photographer to take pictures, it can get pretty expensive. And sometimes you need great photos for just marketing purposes. If you're breeding or whatnot, or if you're just showing your dog in the ring, you want to show your dog in the best light, and you don't necessarily want to take it with a cell phone picture, right? So I didn't want to. I did the math. I was like, $150 here and there to have a professional photographer take pictures of my dog or whatever. That gets expensive. So I might as well go ahead and just buy my own camera. I already have an interest in it. I kind of know what I'm doing with it. Let me just go ahead and spend a few dollars to go ahead and buy my first, professional camera or entry-level camera, and start taking pictures of my dogs. And once I did that, I kind of got hooked. I became passionate about it. I really wanted to get better with the photography, learn different techniques, get better with the editing, and that's really how it started. That's kind of how I got to where I'm at now, where I'm not solely focused on taking pictures of my dogs or whatnot. I'm taking pictures of people. I'm taking pictures of just scenery. You kind of name it. I'm shooting pretty much anything right now. But at some point, I'm going to go ahead and narrow it down and focus more on a few different niches that I enjoy. And I'll explain that here in a second, what I kind of like taking pictures of. What else? So I think I went over the gear. Okay. I got into photography. Oh, let me go ahead and jump right into it. So what do I like to shoot? To be honest with you guys, man, I like to shoot everything, but what I want to focus more on is, headshots. I enjoy doing, I found out that I enjoy doing weddings. I did my first wedding last month. July 7th was my first wedding, which was pretty challenging, to be honest. And I'll talk about this in a later video, like my experience with my first wedding. I think that'll be the title, right? But I enjoyed it because I was able to tell a story. I was able to capture some of those special moments that people are going to cherish for a very long time. I saw that value, so I'm that person that when I feel like I'm giving value, it just really motivates me and inspires me and makes me want to dig deeper and go harder and do better. So I like that feeling. So when I did my first wedding, which I was very nervous, that really piqued that interest into want to focus more, not really focus more, but do more, wedding photography and whatnot. Before I actually did one, I was completely against it. I was like, you know what, that's just too much on the plate. I don't want to deal with a bridezilla. Someone's hiring you to capture these moments, and you may mess up on those moments. And I don't want that responsibility. But sometimes opportunities fall in your lap when you got your camera in your hand. You'll be surprised by just walking around with your camera, what kind of opportunities may present themselves. And that's how I landed my first wedding opportunity, just having the camera on me at the right time. So like I said, I like to take pictures of, at weddings. I like to do headshots, and I like doing action, man. I like doing sports, which is kind of the reason why I went ahead and got me a Tamron 70 to 180, so I can capture, sports, basketball, football, capture those moments, with a zoom lens, and do something nice for athletes or whatnot, something that they can post on their social media. It's a great way to get some exposure, which can open doors for other opportunities, right? So that's what I like to shoot. I like to shoot sports, and I do portraits too. I do portraits also, but if you ask me what I really enjoy, it's going to be the headshots. I like the headshots for the simplicity, the turnaround, and the value they bring. I like to shoot sports because, you capture some cool different shots. I mean, you got people jumping in the air, still frame in the air, people's muscles busting out. You're doing something really that's going to be seen, that could be printed in magazines, posted on websites. To me, it just seems like it opens more opportunities. So I enjoy sports, and I enjoy, weddings or birthdays, kind of the events, right? Because you get to capture those special moments, and then you get to capture some candid moments. So I enjoy that. So what can you guys expect? Oh, let's go to the goals. So my goal is to become a full-time photographer and or videographer. This is something that I want to take seriously. It's something that I wake up thinking about. This is something that I just had that burning desire to just learn more and be creative. I feel like I'm a very creative person. So when I'm able to feed that creative appetite, I can't really explain it in words sometimes. It's just that feeling, man. When you feel creative, you feel like your cup is half full. and then you're able to get that reward when people appreciate your work. I really, really, really enjoy that feeling. So that's the goal, to become a full-time photographer, videographer, whether it's for corporate events or for weddings or sports. I want to just really focus in on those areas and do those professionally. I want to be known as that guy that can come in and do those shots for us. The goal with the YouTube channel is to really just showcase my skill, share some of the knowledge, my experiences as a photographer, the trials and tribulations, show you guys how I'm editing, and build a community where we can discuss different ideas. Like I said, I am a novice. I don't know everything. I'm just picking up things as I go. I do have mentors or people I've bought programs from and picked up different things, and I want to just kind of pay it forward in whichever way I can. So I decided to go ahead and repurpose the YouTube channel I already had and make it more photography value driven content. And I realized I had an audience here, and they may be interested in some of these things that I'm into. They may be into videography. They may be into, photography, or whatever. Or, people just might be bored and want to watch whatever I'm talking about. So that's the goal with the YouTube channel. And then hopefully we get to 1,000 subscribers and we can get those watch times up, and then we can monetize. I got to be honest. I got to be honest. So that's what you guys can expect from the channel. Testimonials, tell you guys about my experience, show you guys how I'm doing some different edits, how I'm approaching my edits, how I'm preparing for a photo session, the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations, the great moments, the terrible moments, just really be transparent throughout the process and really build a community. So that's the goal with the YouTube channel. And that's the goal for me professionally. And that's really all I got for you guys today. I don't really have a lot of notes. Let me see. Let me check my notes. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So let me go ahead and recap. So I'm a amateur photographer. I shoot with the Sony A7 Mark III. I have a Sigma 24-70. I have a Tamron 70-180. I like to shoot with flash, so I'm more of a off-camera flash guy or on-camera flash guy, but I will shoot occasionally and under natural light. I'm focused more on photography, but there's been opportunities for me to shoot video, which I will talk to you guys about when I do my wedding video. What else? The goals are to become a photographer, videographer, professionally, and do it full time. With the YouTube channel is to really build a community, build a following, monetize, teach you guys some things that I'm learning, learn from you guys, really build that community, and just kind of pay it forward from some of the knowledge that I've received or I've acquired over the last year and a half. And I want to just kind of pay it forward. So that's really the gist of the YouTube channel, what you guys can expect. So if you guys are into content like this, if you're into kind of following people's journey, I ask that you please consider clicking the subscribe button, drop a comment below. Let me know where you're at. Let me know how long you've been shooting, what you shoot with, your goals, your plans. Drop your YouTube channel and let's get this thing rolling. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, make sure you guys follow my Instagram. It is Beltline Photos. Beltline Photos at Beltline Photos on Instagram. At Beltline Photos on Instagram. So please check that out. I really appreciate it. You go ahead and hit a follow over there. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.